Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is One of One, but you can call me Seven, and surprise, we are back in Witch on the Holy Night because we're not done. I learned after doing some reading when I finished the game previously that there's epilogue stuff, and there's some substantial things. We're talking like a whole side story that kind of gives us some insight into more of the characters, especially some of the characters that we didn't really get to spend time with in the main story. On top of that, I learned that Witch on the Holy Night is actually not really done. In terms of the Nasu verse, I read that this sort of got put by the wayside after everything else that they were doing really took off. So Fates, and the other visual novel, for some reason that I cannot remember the name of right at this moment, but it's right on the tip of my tongue, I just can't remember. So that explains a lot, and I would like to know more about this series because I really like this universe. I am seeing that maybe there's going to be a sequel in the works soon. I know the anime is already on its way, so, you know, we'll have to see what happens with that. But we've got epilogue stuff, so let's go do that. So we've got two things. We've got the Wonderful World of Ploys 3 and 4 in this book, and then we have the Honey Adventure, which is supposedly, like, really wild. So this might end up being split into 2 episodes, and we'll see if there's anything else, because there's a book missing over there, which I'm pretty sure, like, you unlock after seeing everything extra, so we'll have to see. But let's have a, another little lesson with Alice, shall we? The Wonderful World of Ploys, yay! Components, songs, and pigs. And pigs? Question mark? All right, let's see what's up. Look at them, yay! She's so cute! I love her. Oh, is this like a conveyor belt? Meguro, 1 3-piece tuna special, please. Yum, 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 yum. Good, yummy, yummy. Never seen a gold plate like that before. Oh my god, what is this high-resolution art picture of sushi? Oh my god. Regular tuna, fatty tuna belly, and an extra fatty one. I can only ever afford the crappy ones like egg, squid, or inari. I wish I liked sushi. It makes me feel bad that I don't. But god, look at her eat. Look at her go. Look, he's just eating the crappy ones. What about something white or silver? Sardine and amberjack are pretty tasty. Another tuna, please, now, gimme. Let me eat. She's consuming, Jesus Christ. Settling for salmon. Cost is no concern. Chef, another full-fat tuna. Dude, she's destroying these. A posh heiress. If you have it, spend it. Damn. Dude, she's got it like that. Well, Aoko's paying today, but still. Okay, damn. Aoko's coughing up for dinner. All right. Dude, that's so much money. Does she have enough bread and honey for this? Think of her poor wallet. She spends money like it's going out of style. I brought my second purse just in case. Your second purse? You're the queen of the castle, so what you say goes. I'm just a lowly guest. That dwarf's got more dosh than I thought. Get a load of that, bangers. This guy's so cringe. Someone fan me quick. All right. Hey, teach me. Oh my god, what is happening over there? Where's my tuna? Oh, oh, look at her kicking her legs. Looks like someone is. Look like someone is hogging it all in the VIP seat. Check out the green getup and glasses. Hogging all the highest quality stuff. Not my place to say, but that looks like stress eating to me. Everybody deserves a little me time. Oh, Toko, poor lady. Dude, what is happening over there? That's all of your ploys too. Wasn't it? That was all of Alice's ploys? Teach me all the stuff. Omedetou gozaimasu! Are we that short-handed? The chatty twins. Talked about far and wide. We're our master's favorite versatile and ever-changing Sixth Force. We're elite ploys who can transform into mammals, birds, you name it. We're twins and we're pretty chatty. Oh. Damn. How can you play games when it's this dark? Oh. I still don't know. I'm not sure what fairy tale they are, though. They're known to turn into humans when they roll a 1. Let me explain. Oh. The noisy ones Tweedledum. Oh, the loud ones Tweedledee. Okay, I understand. They can be humans, weights, penguins, do-over, as in you roll again. Pot lids, round shield, and pigs. Okay. Transform with the roll of a dice. Human society has poisoned them, so they're susceptible to weak magecraft. Ever rolled a 1? No, I can't seem to be able to. I've only ever seen them transform into pigs. You're just too simple. There are multiple sides to everything. You need to roll the die right. You've got to cheat sometimes. No one rolls a 6 without cheating. That's your other one, isn't it? The evening feast is here. Mother Goose. The cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such sport, and the dish ran away with a spoon. Mother Goose. Yes, it's in the middle of the night. There's a cat playing a fiddle. A dog laughs at a cow jumping over the moon, and an anthropomorphic plate and spoon run away together. Some say it's based on a Greek and Egyptian legend, and that it's talking about the movement of the stars. The cow most likely represents Taurus. Okay. They're one-time use ploys, one use and they break. Do you make new ones each time? Diddle Diddle forms the basis of my magecraft. Okay, so she does. If I place them into the ground, they'll deepen the night. The deeper the night, the more my magecraft, rather the more the fairy tale means. That's all there is to it. Oh! So ploys like these only work in certain situations. You don't function nearly as well in the city. You really are a forest girl at heart. So, oh, I remember Banquet of the Night. It's a bell. Cat's eye stone and glass. 2 months worth of Sojiro's wages. Well, that sucks. It creates an area where fairy tales are brought to life. If already active, the effects are doubled. Oh my god, okay? Cannot be defended against at night, but weak to the light of civilization. And for some reason, cannot be used in front of a train station. Okay. So this is classic Nasu-verse magic bullshit. But I'm interested in how it works, so I want to know about it. But if you guys want to skip ahead to the honey adventure, go ahead, alright? Well, we're gonna be here for maybe a minute. Oh, I did not mean to skip that. These are the nameless woods. By itself, it doesn't mean anything. You can use it with this Mirror of Slumber. The mirror doesn't quite become one of the 3 great ploys, but it functions just as well. More specifically, Mirror of Slumber's second ticket, mirror. Okay, this is the mirror. Old mirror, witch's droplet, manifests as fog. Okay, creates a bounded field and softens and distorts physical laws. Breaking the mirror breaks it. Okay, got it. Sometimes it goes a little haywire and makes a gate that beckons people in the mansion inside it. And this is the one that Sojiro had to avoid. That dustbin lid almost got killed a few dozen times. From Through the Looking Glass, was it? Originally, it was just an embryo that held another realm inside. Toko and my mother both helped to repair it. Couldn't you do it yourself? A witch is required to leave behind at least 1 elite ploy in her lifetime. She wanted to repair this mirror and make it her masterpiece, is what Toko always said. Interesting. If you make the surface of the mirror a map of Misaki and place this piece on it, that area becomes the Nameless Woods. We used it in Aoko's first battle. Anyone who comes within its range feels compelled to leave, so it's good for keeping people away. It's not exactly a mistake, I just didn't even consider that. Next time I won't make the same oversight. It doesn't work on prats. The next ploy, Humpty Dumpty! This egg is pucker. I'm not quite digesting it. 2. Sorry, why the sorry but you're going to explode expression? 1. Help. Help me. 0. Well, hey there, buddy. How's it going? Scratch Dumpty. It's based on the old Humpty Dumpty nursery rhyme. Okay, got it. The angry king ordered his men to bring him down, but they couldn't. The king gave up and left the egg to his own devices. Then the egg fell and tragically cracked into a million pieces. No matter how hard they tried, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. You can't fix something that's been broken. I find it irritating. There you go. Only became an egg in the 19th century. Handmade Easter egg, oak tree and brasswork. Manifests as something 10 to 30 times larger than an actual egg size. Faces the target and sings a song praising its owner. When the song ends, a door opens and the target is locked inside the egg. If the subject takes their eyes off the egg during the song, the spell fails, scattering fragments of the curse. When the song ends and a hand comes out of the door, avert your eyes. Oh. Okay, got it. That's interesting. What's up with all these multicolored plates? Oh, they're out of sushi. Okay. Well, there you go. Bye. Bye, Alice. Oh, I love her. I'm gonna eat all the fatty tuna this place has. Oh, she loves her sushi. Thanks for the sushi sponsor. I wish I could read that, but oh well. Next up, The Wonderful World of Ploys 4. All right, we're back in the final Wonderful World of Ploys, I'm pretty sure, called Bittersweet Magecraft. I feel like, oh, we're in a candy shop this time, or a confectioner's, or a bakery. Working hard as always, lad. Can I get a dozen bags of birdseed? Give me your best millet and wheat. Is that our boy on the money? What's his name? I can't remember. Shoot. See you out shopping during the day. You sure care a lot about trivial things for a bird brain. Do you have a problem with me being in charge? I assume you're here to satisfy your sweet tooth. The wonderful world of ploys. Boom! Yay! A relatively safe ploy. Oh, they're in the... I see, they're in the glass display. This bakery is a ploy cake shop black market. Misaki's positively mental. What's this thing here that looks like a jewelry box? That's sixpence. It's a jack-in-the-box called Six Sing Chocolates. Ah. It looks pretty plain and boring, but it's actually quite useful, unlike some ploys around here. So you need a storage box. Oh, that's the original form. The components are chocolate liquor, cocoa butter, and powdered bone. Okay. Contains 24 familiars, no combat ability, a network of birds that monitor Misaki Town. The birds seek out would-be criminals. The chocolates are also infused with magical energy, so they can be melted down as a first aid measure. Oh, that's really cool. Utility magecraft is actually really interesting. As a ploy kickshaw no stronger than normal familiars, it can even be destroyed with firearms. About 10 fly into power lines and die every day. If you close the box, all active birds change back into chocolate. Oh. I remember this from the beginning of the... game, I get it. I see. Bird connection, time for work, look at these. Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye, 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie. Okay. The queen was in the parlor eating bread and honey. That's the second verse. From that point onward, the song seems to turn into a bit of a political satire. Okay. Be gone, Robin. I don't care about what you have to say. I want more cute Alice. Poor guy. He is getting his ass kicked. Can't you say, "Are you okay?" or "I love you"? Guess not. Damn. No problem by me. Tough love is still love. Okay, show me what's next. That's rude. It's not fugly. He's a little guy. That's you. Destroyed. Jesus Christ. It says Lost Robin Rondo on the tag. The name's wasted on you. Like it was chiseled by Michelangelo himself. I knew from the moment I came through the door that this would be the treasure of the store. I mean it. Dude, cartoonishly bad accent. That's the kind of thing that Robin gives me right now. You already got your time in the limelight in the main story. Based on an old funeral song. The story of a Robin that was killed. It's about finding the culprit. The trial and execution of the Sparrow for killing Cock Robin was published, which follows the trial of the Sparrow. You'll have to be making a killing in royalties, Robin. I envy you. I've never heard of some of these. Robin is the national bird of Britain, symbolizes Christmas. That makes perfect sense. I'm the bona fide hero of Mahoyo. Damn. He's about to say the name of the game. Yeah, oh. This is a classic. Wow, they did my editing for me. I don't even have to do it myself. Jesus Christ. He's going all the way to the stratosphere. We can't let your ego get too big. Might be too late for that. Alright, next one. A candy that looks like an eye. An eyeball. You mean a candy that looks like one, right? No, it's an actual eyeball. Wanna see? Oh. Your left eye's made of glass? It's used like a ploy. Scripps Humpty. Which Humpty? Simultaneous incantation. Acrostification of mystic eyes. Requires a large amount of magical energy, so acrostification cannot occur unless Diddle Diddle is active. These feel like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like that sort of synergize with each other, or one another. It's really interesting. Are they talking about portmanteaus? Slithy means lithe and slimy. Slithy? When you acrostify mystic eyes, you've changed the rules by mixing meanings to form a new word. I'm not saying the concept is entirely based around Humpty Dumpty. She just gave it a name referencing this idea. What would happen if you combined limited first edition and standard edition? You have a product with a first edition bonuses that would stay on the market forever. Special first standard edition. No, you get bargain bin. Get fucked. Loser! We apologize for any inappropriate remarks. That's cute. Tricky ploy to use. Be more careful in the future. Another Cockney rhyme. And then this one looks cute. Just a failed creation, my first ploy ever. Aww. Doesn't have any real use. I've just held on to it for sentimental value. Snow White! Aww. Component's first mistake affects powdery snowfalls for a few minutes. That's so cute. You make the best sweets. Oh yeah, you're gonna die, dude. There you go. Can't be doing that. I'm heading home. You can clean up. There she goes. Oh, he's literally Flat Stanley. Tokitsu Baking Company Limited. Thank you for the sponsor, Tokitsu. Perfect. There's our wonderful world employees. Oh my god. All right, let's start the honey adventure, and we'll stop in the middle here, because I think this is actually going to take a while. But we're back in it, technically. It had been 1 year since he'd moved into the city from his remote village. One thing he realized during that time was that likes and dislikes were the main difference between human and beast. What have you got, big man? So this is the new hideout, huh? Not bad, I guess. It's a bit shabby, but I like how there are no people around. The figure dressed in a white coat danced to and fro down the hallway. He was like a young woman in an old film, enjoying herself window shopping. He was actually enjoying the atrocious sight of the school building in ruins. Settle down. This place is falling apart. It was built over 60 years ago, you know. The floor could fall out from underneath you at any moment. His mouth shut before he could even say to let him have his fun. Only one set of footsteps echoed through the hallway. Not a single feather's worth of his 70-pound body was exerting any force on the floor beneath him. It wasn't clear whether he was paying reverence to the hallway or simply excited by it. It's said that even walking through a grassy field, the beast is careful not to harm a single blade of grass. Apparently, this creature wrapped in a coat was no different. He was more a part of the environment itself than a settler of it. He held no regard for the beasts greater or lesser than him, but when it came to his comrades, he at least displayed human-like, or rather wolf-like clemency. I'm glad you like the place. Need anything? Comics, books, nothing especially. Pick me up a hamburger on your way back, that'd be great. The one with the fluffy bun and the thick patty. Yo, this guy gets it. This guy gets it. I wonder if this was a mistake. A hotel with room service might actually leave less evidence behind. With her glasses on, she was restricted to her original way of speaking and gesturing. Oh, I see. 1 month had passed since they came to Misaki City. Until now, Toko had been attacking Misaki from a nearby neighborhood. Deciding it was time to get serious, she had moved her base of operations to this old school building. You think a hotel would have been better? That would be easier for sure. Hotels are nice to live in, especially if they're decent quality. But I know you, Toko. You're really into these kinds of ruins, aren't you? Especially ones like this? You don't want anyone to be around you or like the same things you're into, even though you have so many interests. Toko couldn't deny that observation. She had been under contract with him for 2 years, but it had only been about a year since he became her full-time bodyguard. He seemed to be able to see right through to the root of all the problems that plagued Toko. I don't particularly hate crowds though. An abandoned building or factory or even that old amusement park would have been okay too. Here in the countryside, simply having you around is enough to get the rumor mill churning. My only option was to set up operations out here in the mountains. Ah, yeah, no, you're still, yeah, even if you can't look Asian, we could probably get by if your hair was at least black. Unfortunately, that wouldn't be happening. Simply being in human form at all was stressful for him. When he had to be human, his only condition was that he could look however he wanted. He was currently only in this form because they had to move from the town to the old school building. Once he found a classroom to sleep in, he'd be back to a wolf. Why do you hate being in human form so much anyway? It's not particularly difficult to stay like that, is it? Aren't you originally an astral body? Being an extremely versatile life form which required no body to remain stable. In the physical world, his body could change according to the situation. Magecraft would have defined him as a higher dimensional life form with a materialized soul. Very interesting. Humans don't like doing the things they don't have to, right? Well, it's the same for me. There's no practical reason for me to ever be in human form. No value at all in it. But the boy argued that if he had to be in a natural state, he'd at least make himself comfortable. This was the only fun way to be a human, and he wasn't going to accept it any other way. This was why he had taken on the appearance of a foreign aristocrat in a provincial Japanese city. Even his posh coat had been handpicked by Toko to satisfy one of his many demands. Okay. No more than an arm and a leg. Keep an eye out on things. I'm leaving. I don't like how humans taste anyway. Bring me back something yummy. All right. So we've dealt with the guy. Oh, are we staying with him? Interesting. It had been 2 years since Bale met Toko Alzaki. After some deliberation with the werewolves, the mage was left in charge of Bale's education. Of course, his village had no real control over him. He didn't have to go with her. He decided to go simply because she seemed interesting. Toko stood before him in the cave where he slept and asked, "Wait, you want to know the meaning of life? Is that really why you agreed to this?" She smiled and cut off her long locks of hair to seal their pact. To know freedom, you must also know restraint. Similarly, if you want to know the meaning of life, then you must have a reason not to die. For example, if you harbor a hatred so strong that you yourself can't fathom dying before you kill that person. That hair was 20 years worth of Toko's life. In a way, her hair was a part of herself, but she parted with it easily. She was sure that Bayo was worth the 20 years it had taken her to grow that hair. Damn. Bayo too sensed that Toko was a creature of rare value. He was happy to have been selected by someone of her unusual talents, and though she preached learning restraint, he observed that she was a truly free woman. Interesting. And then Bayo accepted the terms of her contract and left his village. He took his first steps into the outside world. The first year was spent at Toko's workshop in England learning basic knowledge. Namely, it was at a college of the Mages Association called the Clock Tower. At the time, Toko had her own dedicated familiar. Formally speaking, this familiar was Bayo's senior. But in that year's time, Bayo proved himself superior and earned the right to travel the world with Toko. They rode on a train that collected mystic eyes known as the Rail Zeppelin. They saw the Merc Rake, an ancient giant octopus living in the North Sea. They explored the Bermuda Triangle, a place of no return connected to other realms, and they met the remains of a mage of the Elder title, a League of Ancients deep in Western Europe. All of their exploits were odd and exciting enough to hold his interest, and throughout them all, Bayo felt that he'd been right to join Toko. This was certainly less boring than sleeping in his cave. But sweet honey makes one crave even sweeter poison. Having developed a taste for adventure, he now demanded even greater thrills. It was only natural that such an innocent creature would start to look forward to its next prey. The pinnacle of that desire rested on Toko's final goal. For all her liberty and aplomb, there was one prey she would not stop chasing until she caught it once and for all. With every new adventure, Bayo would ask, "So, is this the person you want to kill, Toko?" However, the mage would always smile wryly and shake her head in response. Even this puppet master of extraordinary talent claimed that it was no easy task. Her target was in a realm far beyond anyone they dealt with so far, beyond human knowledge, perhaps even beyond Bayo. But who could this mysterious person be, and how could they be so powerful? Bayo couldn't help but be curious. Discovering that he was hired for magical reasons, he mustered a rare bit of fighting spirit, thinking he'd found a worthy foe. But I think it's kind of childish for the real thing to take on an imposter. At the end of the day, this so-called magic is just another thing that humans made. Clearly, it was still only interested in itself. It knew nothing of life or freedom. Its only pleasure was found in food. Bayo didn't necessarily feel dissatisfied, but it was becoming harder to stave off his boredom. Also, since accompanying Toko on her adventures, his feelings toward her had become a bit confused. I just think you're obsessed. You can literally do anything you want just like me, and yet that's what you want to focus your energy on? He slumped his shoulders exaggeratedly and closed his eyes. The golden wolf drifted off to sleep, not realizing that his feelings were in fact those of jealousy. I see. Interesting. Oh! Hell yeah? Hell yeah? Changed in the last 4 years. Oh, is this where Shizuki's gonna see you? Her hometown, first time in 4 years. Her self-defense bag back at the hideout. Full tourist mode. Not nervous at all. No bigger than a footpath before, now it's an actual street. It's odd. I know I'm home, but it feels like going back to that town overseas. This was Toko's second time going back home. After leaving the Aozaki home 4 years ago, she'd secretly returned to Misaki. The first time was longer ago. When Toko was 14 years old, she studied abroad at an academy in England. Oh. 2 years there before returning to Japan. Enrolled in a local high school named Ryan Girls Academy and headed back to England 3 years later after graduating. Is that the school that Alice goes to? Lonely, disappointed, scared doesn't sound quite right, but maybe... Toko felt a tingle run up her spine in a way that couldn't really be described in words. Times were changing faster than ever. Everything is relatively inexpensive and could be replaced on a whim. After thinking to herself for a bit, she cracked her knuckles and set forth. There's no use overthinking any of this. This was just how things were now. That's all there was to it. It was only natural for the old to make way for the new. This is it. My time is now. Wow, she's just like Alko. They're just like each other. This sudden spark of self-enlightenment gave Toko the encouragement she needed, and she set off with high spirits toward the train station. What is Girly Pop doing? The confidence of a supermodel or dictator? Although she was not about to exclaim, "My conquest begins with Main Street. Time to tear it up." That's something she had to accomplish first, before she could give thought to putting an end to the town's thoughtless attempts at modernization that would become outdated in just a few years. What do you have to do? Oh yeah, this is when Sojiro sees her. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. She's not going for the sigils. She's just going to her favorite pachinko parlor, so she wasn't even there on business when we saw her. She was just messing around. Though the area around the train station had undergone a dramatic makeover, the back streets were mostly unchanged. Toko had exchanged 5,000 yen for some little silver pachinko balls before going upstairs and sitting at the machine she determined was paying out the most that day. Maybe now's a good time to stop. Let's see, I've got 12 boxes so far. Not too shabby after not playing for 4 years. Oh my god, did she run these places' pockets? She sounded slightly disappointed, but her lips and posture betrayed her good humor. Pachinko parlors were a staple form of entertainment in Japan, but they were largely absent in other countries. High-stakes gamers criticized it as inefficient, time-consuming, too luck-dependent, unrewarding, blah, blah, blah. Basically a child's game. Oh, but they're weak. Those people are weak. When Toko was studying abroad, she didn't see anything that even resembled a pachinko parlor. However, she wasn't here playing pachinko because she was feeling nostalgic for... Oh? She simply... Oh. Never mind. She was there on business. I understand. She needed a war chest. I didn't think the helicopter alone would set me over budget. Japan's so absurdly peaceful that all the black market dealers are too damned expensive. Now I'm totally broke. I have to at least make a little coin to keep Bayo fed. She chartered a helicopter to airlift 3 shipping containers full of materials to remodel the old school building into a workshop. There weren't any roads a truck could take to get to the old school out deep in the mountains, so she had been forced to burn through the last of her savings. She got 777? Jesus. There was nothing more Toko-esque than her sitting cross-legged in this pachinko parlor, one hand on the machine and with the other holding a cheap cigarette. And that was when she was seen. Toko noticed something out of the corner of her eye and put on her glasses to see better. She glanced over toward the odd sound she heard and saw a pale-faced parlor employee. He had a baby face and looked like he was still in high school. And now we know more about Sojiro at this point. He's trained for something more. Whatever life he was living up in the mountains was not that of a normal person. And on top of that, Sojiro Shizuki is not even his name. He was given an identity before he was sent down. Off he goes. Upon seeing Toko, he froze for a moment, then ran off. Or rather, he fled in a panic. Am I that scary? Mage though she was, Toko was still in the prime of her youth, though she didn't like it when guys ogled her or tried to strike up a conversation. She thought a boy running a full tilt away from her was a bit much. Toko made a mental note to scare the crap out of that kid the next time she saw him and returned to her game. I see. That's fun. With her winning tickets in hand, she left, won quite a bit. Wondering what that had been about, she looped around the back of the parlor to redeem her winnings for cash. Ooh. Well, if it isn't Toko. She stopped in her tracks, frozen by a familiar voice she hadn't heard in 4 years. Okay. Okay, he woke up. Strict master-servant relationship. He felt he should at least go and greet her since he was supposed to be watching over the place in her absence. So yeah, he's like jealous of her. Or no. People spending time with her. Or her being obsessed over something that's not him. He sent something more to the smell he'd been so used to. Here's your reward for watching the place while I was out. Bayo was happy to get his hands on the bag stuffed full of hamburgers, but he tilted his head at the odd lingering scent. Did something happen? Did something happen with you, though? You seem a little down, weirdly tired, and stranger than anything is the fact that you bought me my favorite hamburgers. Nothing happened. This was all extremely suspicious. One pain point for Bayo was Toko's usual complete lack of interest in food. Toko thought that a hamburger was the same no matter where you ate one, so she had often just stopped at wherever was closest. Bayo, I have beef with you for a lot of reasons, but this I understand. Hamburgers they are different, and I care a lot about where I get my hamburgers. I'm a big hamburger fan, so I understand. Toko would only stop at a certain Asian burger chain, still rare in Japan, maybe 1% of the time. Not to mention... So I bought you hamburgers from your favorite place. Who cares? I was just trying to say thank you for everything. I've dragged you around all over the place, and I just hope you'll stick with me. She had a sickly sweet smile on her face. If any of the puppets she had let loose in Misaki heard what she was saying right now, they'd probably fall into a logic error loop and self-destruct. Toko was not one to ever consider the rights of her familiars. This all smells fake, false, and full of lies. You're not supposed to be nice. You're never nice. You hate everyone and everything around you, complain constantly, and want to ruin anyone else who's ever having a good time. You only restrain yourself because you don't have a good reason to act. What happened to the Toko that had nothing but a shred of intellect standing between herself and complete moral bankruptcy? Oh my god. That's awfully rude. I can be nice sometimes, you know. It's been 4 years since I've been back here. Wouldn't you feel a little relaxed if you went back to your village? That's how it is for me. I'm still young, cute, and innocent enough to feel a little homesick from time to time. Wow, what a load of crap. It must be a cold day in hell. I'm serious. That's it, you've ruined the moment. Give me back those hamburgers you don't get to eat tonight. Toko made a grab for the paper bag, but Bayo dodged and jumped out of the window. He dexterously kicked off against the wall and scampered up onto the roof of the old school building. Never want to see you making excuses like that. He pulled, a hamburger out of the bag? Yes, took a big bite. Though her attitude had seemed like an act to Bayo, it was true that Toko was in an unusually good mood. It was unclear why that was the case, but Toko seemed to be feeling something special, or at least something she had never shown Bayo before. What could that smell be? It was so light, but also annoying. Bayo couldn't understand exactly what that feeling was. He only knew basic feelings such as like and dislike, delicious or disgusting. He wasn't able to articulate much further than that yet. Nothing to do with me anyway. She'll be the same old Toko tomorrow, I'm sure. Bayo continued to eat through his hamburger, still not completely satisfied with the day's course of events. The truth was, even if Bayo didn't care enough to understand it, he was still a little upset that there was something he didn't know. Interesting. Okay. And I think that that's where we'll end it for now, because I think we're actually going to get a little bit more content out of this. We're squeezing the last little drops out as we finish up all the content that this game has to offer, because I also checked the CGs, the extra art, and there's some stuff that we're missing. We haven't seen some things. So we've got some extra things to consume so that we can really get all this game has to offer, so that I'm left with a full picture of what the story has for us. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I definitely did, and we'll see you guys in the next video. So for now, have a good rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Bye!